Hi, I'm Peter Birch. Today we've travelled to Ty Park's place here in Florida. Hope you like lizards because you're in for a treat. Welcome to CrittaCam. Here at Ty's, the most impressive thing I think for me as a reptile keeper is the multitude of different enclosures. And I mean, each enclosure is built slightly different and has something different about them. Now this enclosure here has a basking perch at the front, heated box in the back, because these iguanids here will need some heating, some supplemented heating during the cooler time of the year. In the winter down here it gets pretty cold and chilly. And for me, look at these guys. These are the Hydra tubs. So inside these enclosures, there's a pair of a Hydra, has everything they need, these perches where they can get up high, and an area where they can get down low and a hide. Now the Hydra are a little bit flighty, so we're not going to go down there and disturb them too much. But you can see as we walk past here, the cages keep changing in multiple different ways. These little tubs here, basically inside each one of these tubs, there are small hatchlings where the grow-outs are. This is where Ty picks his nicest ones, puts them in here and grows them up for future breeding. They stay in here for a little while, then they move on. But even inside each one of these boxes, there's a little hide which allows the lizards to get out of the sun, because here in Florida, the sun is pretty intense and it can actually be too hot at times. So he's got to be able to give them the ability to cool down. These cages here again, there's a multitude of animals where he's growing them out. So once they come out of those tubs, they go into these cages and they grow out. And I mean, how can you not be amazed? They've got perches, they've got bowls, they've got food, they've got everything they need. It's so simple, it works. It's impressive to see how Ty's built these enclosures for specific animals. Now, it might look really simple design, but this part of the sheet metal here acts as a visual barrier for these iguanas not to see the other iguanas on the other side, so the males don't charge at each other or even hurt themselves. The wire section here is so you can look into the animals, and for ventilation, and the sheet metal up the top once again stops the animals from climbing up too high. Now the reason why they don't climb too high is obviously because of this metal, but there's actually no top of these aviaries. That's right, there's no top on the aviaries. And the reason why for that is very simple. There's no predator large enough, or I should say predator large enough, to swoop down and grab these large adult animals and pluck them out of their enclosures. That's pretty cool. Knowing the area, and not just the animals you're working with, but possible predators, means that you can grow some really cool animals. And I mean, Ty's doing a great job here, building these massive enclosures for these beautiful animals, keeping them in nice little family groups, and producing a large amount of these beautiful critters. I mean, I'm almost lost for words to see how simple and how effective the design of these enclosures are. Just like the little ones, inside every enclosure, there's a hide box with a heating system in it. So once the temperature drops down again, they can get in there and they can get nice and warm. But in either corner, he's got lay boxes, basically these raised areas with the sand. So the females can get in there, dig their own burrows, drop their eggs. Something that's quite natural for these beautiful creatures. And to see them in these beautiful groups where they're so happy, I mean, it almost brings a tear to my eye. Just been digging for about 45 minutes, looking for these eggs. Looks like we've been skunked. I guess we better go and have a look around. See you guys. I guess what everyone's asking right now is if the animals can dig in their lay boxes, what's going to stop them from digging out of the enclosure? Well, the fact of the matter is underneath every single enclosure where all these lizards are, there's a plastic wire. That's right, they can dig about 6 to 8 inches, then they hit this plastic wire, and that's going to stop them in their tracks. They're not going to dig any further. It's pretty easy to find the eggs that way, and also it stops them getting away. Now, before I said there was no lid on the enclosures because there's no known predators in this area big enough. Well, the other thing too that I find fascinating is he has a watering system. Basically a system that runs through every single enclosure, allowing the ease of turning on a single valve, but in this case it's automated, to give them a natural rain cycle. Apparently with the adults that happens about 3 times a week, and it gives them the water that they require, along with food and all this beautiful vegetation. I tell you what, I would be in heaven to be an iguana living here at Ty's place. Now I guess along with the iguanas that are being produced here, Ty's also working on these beautiful tegus, and I mean he's working on reds, he's working on blues, he's working on black and whites. For most people who don't know, tegu looks like, I guess for an Australian, it looks like a bit of a skink cross a monitor. They're just a weird looking creature. But I mean, in every single one of these enclosures, there's a single animal. And how good is Ty going to do with these guys? Well, he's producing about 800 babies this year. And amongst that 800, he's produced something very cool. We'll have a quick look through these and then we're going to have a look at these babies. And here are the ones that I was talking about, the special ones, the T-positive albino blue tegus. I mean, these guys are fantastic. You can already see the yellows and the purples. They're spectacular. I don't know what to say. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Spending the day here at Ty's facility, what can one person say, but I'm absolutely amazed. The amount of cool looking animals, the cool cages, how much attention to detail for these beautiful creatures he's taken in. And man, the rewards are paying off. He's producing some absolutely amazing animals and plenty of them. Let me know what you thought was your favourite today in the comments below. Make sure to hit us up on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And until next time, I'll still be here hanging out with Ty and these all cool critters. Thanks for watching CrittaCam.